No, it's probably not something I want to share publicly, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
All right, Eric, thanks for joining us today from Palm Beach. I'm in my Brooklyn apartment, as you can see. I know you're busy, so I just have one question for you, a vintage watch question that I've been meaning to ask you, I think since we first met, basically. And I think you are uniquely qualified to answer it. So here we go. Hypothetically speaking, if you could magically inherit the watch collection of one of these three gentlemen, who would it be? John Mayer, John Goldberger, or John Lennon?
That's a good question. So John Lennon had an unbelievable Patek Philippe reference 2499. Was probably one of the most magical watches I've ever put on my wrist. It was still on the original strap that he wore it on famously in the photo, brown, kind of shiny lizard strap. It had Tiffany & Co. on the dial, so even more special, and the condition was unbelievable, unpolished. That could be a $50 million watch. If it ever
so you've seen it, because a lot of the...
that's a pretty serious watch.
Yeah, a lot of the literature says it's lost.
Not too many people have. It's not lost. I've had it on my wrist, so that's a very valuable, arguably most valuable wristwatch in the world. John Goldberger has some unbelievable watches as well, of course, from an array of brands, some amazing Rolex, Patek Philippe, Cartier, etc. And John Mayer obviously has unbelievable watches, more with a modern bent in recent times, some rare Royal Oaks and 5004A, very special pieces. But, simplicity is good. I heard someone ask John Goldberger how many watches he had recently, and he said he had no idea, which I thought was pretty funny.
Yeah.
So hundreds for sure, maybe over 1,000s. I don't know. But maybe simplicity is best, and you just want that one watch. So I would probably say John Lennon. Okay.
Was he known to have any other watches, or was it really just the 2499?
That's the only one that's the only one I know about. It was a gift from Yoko, obviously purchased at Tiffany & Co. in New York, and doesn't get much better,
Not what I was actually. That was what I was expecting you to say. I was thinking maybe, I was like, is Eric going to answer this as Eric Wind or as Eric Wind, the gentleman dealer?
I mean, it's not. Yeah, it's not even about the. It just was such a special watch. People thought it was lost, obviously, for many, many years. Just an incredible thing. So we'll see whatever happens to it, but it seems like we'll probably see it at auction at some point.
Do you know where it is now?
I have heard. It's probably not something I want to share publicly, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Fair enough. If it comes up to auction, would you bid on it?
If I was feeling particularly flush, but I'm not buying 8-figure watches routinely, so we'll just have to see what happens, and we'll just keep building Win Vintage so we can get there to buy that watch.
Yeah, you'd have to put the house up, I'm sure.
put up the whole watch collection and then some. But it's a pearl of great price, and it just might be worth it.
There we go. Eric Wind, thank you so much. Eric of Win Vintage and Significant Watches. Check out him on Instagram. Sign up for the newsletter. Check out the podcast as well. Drop a review. Eric, thanks so much.